that was the thing, and my ex-husband, I don't bring up our relationship a lot, but we were both messes coming together and having to
Right.
deal with it. And I look back now and I see, like, I would just scream at him. We used to joke, but it wasn't funny, that I could shred him with my tongue. It's just
Mm,
like, it was just so vicious. I don't do that anymore, thank God. But, and that's one thing, I feel bad about, of course, and I've told him I'm sorry numerous times about that. But it's true, because it escalates, and I just feel myself getting more and more wound up, and then it turns
yeah.
into just a screaming match.
Yeah, it's like the emotion is almost like it builds and builds and builds
Yeah.
until the point of eruption.
Yeah.
Now let me ask you something. When you were in those moments where, it escalated to screaming,
Yeah.
did you feel in those moments like you could control yourself?
In my head, I knew it was wrong,
Okay.
and I knew I was out of control, and I knew my son was hearing it, but I did not feel like I could stop. I feel like I had to get this out, kind of
Yeah.
thought.
And so, we talk about trauma responses. The anxiously attached people will often use fawning. There's four. There's flee, fight, fawning,
Freeze, and yeah.
and freeze.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Fawning is the people pleasing.
Yes.
So they'll often start with people pleasing,
Yes.
right? I'll do anything and everything you want, whatever you want, it's
Manipulative.
gonna be
Mm-hmm.
me, right? When that doesn't work, they will move to fight.
Yep.
Yeah. Whereas, and it's highly predictable, right? We see these patterns over and over. So whereas someone who's avoidant will initially use flight.
Yes. Yes. He would take off. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
flight. They'll use fight if they have to.
Mm-hmm.
They'll never use fun. They don't people please.
Mm-mm. No, no. He would the only time he would fight is if I backed him into a corner and he couldn't get out.
That's
Hmm.
so yeah, they'll
Hmm.
fight if they have to,
Right. He
right?
was not, I was the fighter,
Right. Yeah.
not him.
And it's funny because people always talk about, communication differences and they like to draw lines like through like down the gender line. I find that the, predictions for how people will communicate in a relationship is far better defined by your attachment style than
Yes,
gender.
definitely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Because I've seen both the avoidant and the anxious like me in both men and women. I've seen it in
Yeah,
both.
yes, you will. Because attachment styles, great point, Lisa. Attachment styles are not gendered.
No, not at
They're
all.
not. No. Now, the fearful avoidant as a coping strategy when they're in conflict, they will often freeze. It's so interesting. Like
Wow.
they will freeze, right? So it's almost like they don't know to go left or right.
That makes
Um,
sense. That makes sense. 'Cause there's a lot of confusion right there, right? With that type of attachment style. It's like you said, disorganized, so it's confusing. So what do I do? What do I do? I'm not sure what to
right.
do.
So, and again, someone who's fearful avoidant can be leaning anxious or they can be leading avoidant. And so if they're leading avoidant, they'll flee. If they're leading anxious, they'll fight. So they're unpredictable
Right.
in that regard.
Which drives us crazy.
Yeah,
Drives us
but the
crazy.
truth, for sure. But the truth is that it's no fun to live that way either.
No, it's not.
It's really
No.
not because you know how we talked about that the standard sort of the emotional pattern of the anxious preoccupied is sad and lonely,
Mm-hmm.
right? The predominant emotional pattern of the fearful avoidant is anger.
Ooh.
Yeah, they're getting through
That
the
makes
day.
sense though. That makes sense though, because which emotion do I deal with, And all these emotions are coming up because you're all over the place, so it's going to be anger because that's the default.
It's the default. It's also like, it's tied back to betrayal,
Yeah,
right? You're
yeah.
trusted and is betrayed. So it's difficult. And again, because they have traits from anxious and avoidant, when we talk about the trust factors, they have limited trust in themselves and limited trust in others. So
Oh.
it's a difficult ball of wax, that one.
Yeah. Yeah, because you got both. You got
You got both.
you got the worst of both.
Yes. Yeah, you do. And so it's not
Hmm.
an easy way to live. And so people who are fearful avoidance, I feel for you. But again, you can, once you understand this stuff and you
Hmm.
recognize your own patterns,